Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV Thursday morning conversations. That Maverick. Now, my wife drove that yesterday, and her position is it's too manly. I'm like, what? Yeah, if you look here, usually there's a Ford Mach-E sitting out here in the driveway. It's gone. Yeah, so my wife thinks this truck, to me, like, what? Okay, so she drives the Ford Ranger. She drives that Ford Ranger Tremor, and she doesn't think that's manly. She thinks this is more manly. Wow. Even my daughter borderline agrees with her. I'm like, are you kidding me? Where's the dogs, right? Where's the dogs? Yeah, the dogs aren't even put in the damn office because one of my neighbors walking down the street with the dogs. The dogs go nuts, so I've already walked to the barn and back just to make my video here for the Thursday morning confusion. The confusion. I thought to myself, wow, what do you talk about today on the Ice Age TV car channel? You can just tell by the views on my, you know how many people watch your channel and how many people watch your videos. And when it comes to the conversations, just like a few people watch it, not many. And that's fine, because I just like to share ideas and information, and I think there's like a few that show up to hear the conversations. The wife thinks that the Tremor truck over here that you just saw, here's a Maverick. Okay, sincerely, Maverick, manly looking, manlier looking. I mean, really? I think this is a really cool looking truck. These Mavericks have such a small footprint going down the road versus the Ranger. Confusing. So what I tell you what it is, it's called confused. Confused. We are confused more than ever in our lifetime. I mean, oh my gosh. It's beyond believable what we're witnessing right now in this country, world, the information age. I mean, think about this. The information age. I mean, in our lifetime, do we have more technology and information at the, in front of us more than ever? Yeah, I got to get here in the office and get up there and see what the dogs are doing and have me show up because they all drove me nutty. Yeah, come on, get up there. Come on. Get up there. So my conversation this morning is, I think we have the most confusion ever. Pretty powerful word. Pretty powerful statement. Wow. The dog didn't sit in a chair. So, yes, confusion. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Some of you like, geez, would you talk about freaking cars? Would you show us buying you another car? How many times can you do that, right? Yeah. I've already at like 22, I think, or 21. So yeah, the reason I'm saying to my followers, what I should say, the reason I'm saying to people that by accident click on the YouTube channel, they're going to see some new badass hot rod car or something. Well, I got a lot of videos of those too. So yeah, I just thought to myself this morning, I was reading yesterday an article about how this technology we have is ruining our memories. Yes, there's professors, for me, anymore in today's world, professor. Years ago, I kind of looked at it a little differently. Today, it seems like it's an agenda if a person's a professor, but don't take it the wrong way. I'm just saying, wow, what goes on in the teachings of our schools by this so-called professor that knows more than you and has the answers to the world. So, okay, but here's the point. The professor's saying that with people with all these devices in their hands all day long, their memory is killing their memory. You can't remember things. They're saying very young people have a hard time remembering things. And what they're saying is it's the multitasking. It's the moment of you doing things that you're doing something else where your brain can't get that connection. So you're doing something, but you're doing something else. You're not really focused 100% on what you're supposed to be doing, and this distracts you. And so your brain doesn't complete the complete transaction to connect the dots for you to be able to remember everything. That's just kind of the gist of the conversation. This technology is making us dumber. Yeah, just hear me? Yeah, it's making us more confused. Today's technology is making us more confused because of the information age. I mean, if anybody's watching what's going on right now, this information age, you read so much stuff, and what do you take that's really factual and what's not so factual? Yeah, I mean, that's a challenge. And more than ever, it's divided the whole country. And what really is confusing to me is it's really quiet. I mean, sincerely, the media machine is really quiet. What is going on? I mean, does anybody, and this is the thing, this is where politicians and the media machine thrive off of people is they forget. They totally forget. Everybody's already forgotten, the summer before the presidential election, the summer that year, but definitely the late summer into the early fall. Oh my gosh, the media machine was 24/7 of showing all the bad stuff going on in the country, blaming one individual for all the problems. I mean, does anybody remember this? Does anybody remember that BLM in the streets, Antifa? Does anybody remember all the hate? I mean, all the hate. Get rid of the police. Non-stop showing our police are arresting and killing people. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And to me, wow. Does anybody right now just wake up? I mean, this is a wake-up call. What's the media machine doing right now? It's very, very quiet. Yeah, to me, that's a little confusing. What, I mean, so you're saying that all those problems just basically 2 years ago have all gone away? I mean, is that what you're saying? I mean, so the Black Lives Matter problems are resolved. The police problems have been resolved. Immigration, yeah, that's a waste of time, right? That's been resolved, right? Yeah, right. When all these people coming across the border, and then supposedly the former president was holding and detaining them and treating them really bad. Okay, yeah. So you're saying right now, this is a car channel, dude. You're getting too damn political. Well, yes and no, being that more than ever in the last few years, the green agenda electric cars. I mean, come on. You're telling me just 2 years ago, the electric car conversations was a dominant thing, and that the manufacturers, domestic, were selling gazillions of electric cars, and you're telling me that pre-gas price issues, there was like a 4% interest in an electric vehicle, but now it's like 30% interest or something like that. So what I'm saying is it's very confusing because right now the country is extremely quiet, which I guess that means we're all happy and I guess everything's okay. I mean, is that kind of the gist of what the media is saying to us right now? Because just a few years ago, the media was telling us we were in dire straits and in really bad times and terrible people and blah, blah, blah. And the irony to all this is everything they preached is actually now happening under a different power. Yeah, everything they preached, talking about how the greed of corporations was rampant, the way people are being treated, the crime, blah, 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 energy, food. But yet here we are a few years later, and actually everything they preached is actually what's happened on their watch. Yeah, but yet the media machine is just silent. It's silent. Right. So yeah, this is the point. With these electric vehicles, that hard push these electric vehicles, what they're telling everybody that what will be better for the world, mankind, it's going to be the opposite. It'll be the opposite. When it's all said and done, I can pretty much about guarantee you the impact of just humans. I mean, how many more humans are going to be in this earth in the next 20, 30 years? I mean, you're talking billions of people. That in itself is a challenge for Mother Nature if you really want to start nitpicking. Yes, that's a challenge. Just how many people are on this this world. So for the continued push of the electric vehicle thing is going to resolve the world Mother Nature challenges. Yeah, okay. I just explained to you that 2 years ago the media machine was saying to everybody that it's we need a change. Now, okay, here we go. I'm just going to go over here on the heat. Little chilly in here, not real chilly. And the dogs here just want to get really revved up. So yeah, you ever seen this? Yeah, Challenger Charger. See that? Yeah, what I have, it's a Charger. Oh, I need my coffee, so yeah, as I was saying earlier is I got to thinking to myself this morning, boy, we're just in really confusing times. And then you watch Jeremy Powell, the Fed, yesterday try to explain what's kind of going on with rates and the inflation and people's income. And I mean, the way he talks so many times, he's just kind of like, what? Kind of just cut to the chase. What's going on here? So as we know, the Fed raised the rates, and I watched his conversation. And what you're hearing through his conversation is the Fed is not accomplishing what they want to accomplish. People really aren't pulling back as much as they were kind of hoping people would do. People are still out spending money crazy. Hello, hey, here's the hypocrite guy on his Ice Age TV that, preaches one thing and does another, right? So Jeremy Powell, basically the Feds are not happy because people are still running out and buying things and spending money. And so the inflation's not coming down where they really thought that raising these interest rates, but for me, it just doesn't go poof overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. I predicted, I've said it a gazillion times over a year ago, more than a year ago, that the free money machine would eventually dry up, and then would be the opposite. And then the free money goes to having no money, which I predicted. Third quarter of this year would be a huge eye-opener. 4 quarters would be the jaw dropper, where all of a sudden, the reality starts to happen. So we're into the November. You take November, December before I think the reality starts setting in. Now, I'm hearing from all these trucking companies and Amazon and Best Buy and the list goes on and on. Their sales and their orders are down substantially. Trucking companies are scrambling for work. I mean, you're hearing so many things. So it's kind of confusing, meaning that on one end, you're hearing on the back end, things are definitely slowing down. But on the other hand, the Fed's telling everybody that it ain't slowing down fast enough. And since that's the case, we're going to keep on jacking rates. But it just takes time. It's not going to have an immediate impact overnight. But here's the thing. Confusion. It's confusion. It's mixed messages of what you're hearing. And now, if you watch these real estate guys, they'll even tell you that in one market, it's going to be dire straits. But yet in another market, it may not even be impacted by the higher interest rates and the housing prices. Even these so-called real estate experts, they're already saying like, oh, there's going to be X amount of markets killed in this coming crash that they see is going to happen. But there's going to be a ton of markets that aren't going to get hurt because people still will pay the big money to try to live there. Okay, because the real estate experts claim that everybody's house is going to be devalued by a lot of money, which, and that's what the Fed is saying, is we need to get things back to reality. But is there a reality? Is there a reality? I mean, I don't know. I've said this a while back. I think we're in unknown times. I think we are in such unknown times of how this thing all plays out. I don't know. I would not be so sure that we're really going to see some radical, recession or just a radical, because here's the thing. There's so many jobs still open. So if you lose your job, this is what I'm reading. It's interesting. I read a whole article about Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage is just, they've lost all their business because people aren't refinancing a home from 3% to 7 or 8 or 9%. Who's doing that? So all these people that you read these articles about that left their Rocket Mortgage job, Yeah, they used to sit behind a computer all day at their house and do these deals and make a bunch of money. Yeah, now they're waitresses, they're digging ditches, they're a service writer. The day of sitting. So the whole point is people are going to lose their job, but there's so many other job openings still available. You're just going to be doing something different. Maybe that, I mean, I get it. The person can sit at home and make $150 a year versus having to go wait tables and makes $100,000 a year. I mean, which would you take, right? I get all that, but the whole point is, I don't know. I don't think that this so-called, collapse is really going to happen. Part of me just so strongly says that it's not going to happen. It's going to be an adjustment, but not as even for me. A 20K Dow, yeah, I doubt that's going to happen. I said it. But now as time is progressing and I see all the variables playing out, I don't see that. Just like car market prices. The car market prices are definitely changing. Yes, the manufacturers are going to have to start doing more favors to move cars. But is it going to go back to the old days? I don't know. Once again, it's confusing. And that's why I'm talking about this morning is look at Dodge. Dodge right now is having the last call Dodge reveal that's not going to apparently happen because Dodge has supposedly over 1,000 horsepower Hellcat motor that they're working on to have a limited production that you can get over 1,000 horsepower factory built car. But the word is the motors are blowing up. Yeah. So Dodge right now is even confused, meaning here they thought they could do a last call reveal of the Hellcat, and what's going on? They can't release the car because after long-term testing with this motor they're trying to pull its power out of, it's having catastrophic failure. So even they're confused. And even to the point now where you're seeing, is Dodge going to actually continue to put gas motors now in their performance cars, their refreshed cars? Are they kind of now backing away from electric vehicles? I don't know. There's a whole other conversation, right? That's confusing because in one sentence they're saying we're going all electric, but in another sentence they're saying to bring this new Hurricane motor, like the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. I really like that vehicle. I would like the 3 Series, very pricey. I've been keeping my eye on the market, and those things are not being discounted much at all. Yeah, $108,000 now it's $103,000. Okay, wow, whoop-de-doo-dah. But here's the thing. If I ever was to get one, which I think I eventually will, but I'm waiting for the Hurricane 6-cylinder twin turbo motor because it has more power than the 392 6.4 gas motor V8. Yes, so that Hurricane motor is better fuel economy. It's supposed to get like maybe 18 to 20 miles per gallon on that big vehicle, maybe even 22 maybe, and that's going to be have more horsepower and more torque. So if you're going to buy one of those Jeep Grand Wagoneers, you're better off waiting for that Hurricane motor that's an inline 6 twin turbo, and it's going to be a better package, and it's going to be more fuel efficient, and it's just going to be an all-around great vehicle, I think. That's a really nice vehicle. I really like the vehicle. But at the same time, to go buy the 392 old V8 motor's been around forever, I think that's a mistake because once that Hurricane motor does become available this spring, pretty sure it's late winter, early spring of next year that's going to be available to be put in those cars. It's going to kill that 392 setup. So if you have that expensive one, guaranteed it'll be $10,000 less value, if not more, because of that new 6-cylinder inline turbo motor setup. Here's the next thing. This guy Ben Hardy has a YouTube channel, and I watch him every now and then, and he's claiming that Dodge now is not the Ram 1500. Really, the Ram trucks. He's presenting a video last night that the Ram side is old news and it's too much money. So he claims he used to work in a Dodge dealership, and in 2019, I think he left or whatever to do his YouTube channel full time, I guess. I'm not really sure of that. But last night, he was going through great detail on how the new Ram 1500s that were refreshed for 2019, they haven't refreshed them like Ford and Chevy has. And he's basically telling everybody that the Ram truck now used to be the best bang for the buck. I had one. They're a beautiful truck. It wasn't a truck, it was an SUV. That's one reason I didn't really like it. It was too nice. It was so damn nice. It didn't feel like you're driving a truck. Yeah. That's the reason I got rid of it. I just felt like, wow, this thing's just like a freaking big SUV to me. Beautiful vehicle, great options, but here's the point. Ben Hardy's telling people don't buy it, because now it used to be the best value for the money, and it was actually less than the Ford and Chevy. But since Ram has done no updating and refreshing like Ford and GMC and Chevy, he's saying I wouldn't buy one of those, because now they're the most expensive 1,500 half-ton series truck, even the heavy-duty series. He's saying I wouldn't buy one. Wow. I mean, that's a pretty strong statement, because he's basically calling Ram out, that Ram's just not staying up with the competition. Just like the Toyota Tundra. I told you a while back, I was trying to get a Toyota Tundra deal, and it never has played out. I kind of quit pushing it, because I don't think I think Toyota Tundra looks pretty badass. Would I like to have one? I would. But my gut instinct tells me, without even driving one, it's not going to be like my Ford Raptor. There's no way. I can't see it. There's no way. To outdo the Ford Raptor, yeah, just like the Ram TRX. I've driven Ram TRX. Do I want one? Yeah, I'd like to have one of those. But do I think it's going to be the better riding feel than the Raptor truck? It won't. I've driven them. It won't be the same truck. It's a truck. That Ram TRX is more like a truck. And, yeah, is it neat? Yeah, but what I'm hearing is, which I've already known, it's a 10 mile per gallon vehicle. But you know what? I went on the internet last night kind of looking around. One dealer locally here has 13 Ram TRX trucks. But all the huge markups have all disappeared. They're now coming down basically just $1,000 over MSRP. So that's interesting to see how that starts to play out. But I already know how it plays out. There's so many people sitting on the sidelines that once they open the door to discount those things, they're all gone. And so then the next time, the dealership won't order a ton of those Ram TRX trucks, because they know they have to give them away to move them. Yeah, that's how it all plays out. So there's no doubt in my mind that right now I think that they're going to see a slowdown. People want them, but as soon as they start showing decent discounts on them, poof. Yeah, would I be one guy showing up? Yeah, I would. Just to be able to have one. Just to be able to say I had one. That's all it's about. For me, it's all about, yeah, I just want to say I had one. The Toyota TRD truck, yeah, I'd like to have one. Just say I had one and see how it really drives, and you know what it really is. And I could go drive one, but the danger then is then I get fixated and want the damn thing, and then I'll do everything I can to get the damn thing. Then I'll get rid of something I shouldn't get rid of. So I know the danger of that as I go by a Toyota dealership this morning and do that. Hey, somebody should say, aren't you just really confused about all this stuff? Yeah, it gets confusing. Trust me, it gets confusing. All right, not going to go on and on about everything. I know it can get all political, but, for where we are days in our governing bodies today, I'm disappointed. Very, very disappointed. We're in a country right now where governing bodies can just kind of do whatever they want to do, and the media machine supports it. Media machine, it's quiet, everybody. It's so quiet. I can promise you, I can guarantee you that if the former powers to be were still in charge, this media machine would be showing you death and hate like never seen, to convince you to get rid of these powers, because they would be showing you how these powers can't run a country. But yet, right now, it's confusing. It's really quiet. Has anybody seen anything about defund the police lately? Has anybody seen anybody marching in the streets, mad about that stuff? Are police arresting people anymore? I don't know. I guess not. A lot of people are being shot and killed. For me, I think what the police have done, I don't blame them. You just let the community take care of themselves. That's what they've done. They're like, hey, all you guys who have the riffraff problems, have to kill each other over your drug deals, I don't want to be part of that. Just do it. Just take care of it. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Badass. Has anybody seen that video? Look up Mr. Badass. This is a guy. It's a YouTube video called Mr. Badass, and this is about some Vietnam veteran guy that has had a pretty rough life, and apparently, like in L.A., he was on a bus, and some thugs, some white thug guys got on the bus and started harassing this black man, and he sat there and watched it, and he kind of tried to break it up. Then the white guys then went and started picking on him, and then he decides to go, okay, you want to play? We're going to play. And he takes them all out. And then there's just a whole documentary about this guy becoming Mr. Badass in L.A. that tracks down like one of the big kingpins that's doing a lot of bad stuff there in L.A., that's controlling the governing bodies, basically. That's what happens in these inner cities, and people don't understand. If the thugs get big enough and bad enough, they'll scare the heck out of the police authorities and other sitting powers, and then they're the king, and they're just the peons that are working for the king guy. You all get that mafia style type of organizations. Anyways, Mr. Badass, that's a great video. So if you look it up on YouTube video, it's like 30 minutes. It's like 20 minutes long or something, but it takes just as long as my video. Probably get more entertainment out of that and learn more out of that than mine. How about that? Anyways, all right. Just want to share with everybody, hey, wake up. Media Machine's awful quiet. Media Machine's happy. Media Machine's very happy because everything, the sitting powers are doing exactly everything they want to do. And for the most part, the Media Machine is like, okay, it's working. Everything's great. Fuel prices are through the roof. Food prices through the roof. Car prices through the roof. Housing prices through the roof. Crime through the roof. We can go through the list and list and list. And remember, this is a car channel. And everything I have sitting on my driveway, I think is going to lose a lot of value here over the next few months. I'll see about that too. Think about this. My electric Mach-E, I would have to say that it's probably got a $10,000 less value. If I look at my Maverick trucks, they're still pretty healthy, so I don't think I lost much of those. The used Rams, yeah, for sure. I'll definitely see 10, 20 grand loss on those things. The Hellcats, not so much. I'm just kind of here looking at my property and looking at all my stuff. And I'm looking down all the different cars and vehicles I have. Yeah, and then the Ranger pickup, that thing hasn't been a sought-after item. But just for me, the F-150 Lightning truck that my other guy drives around all the time. Yeah, I don't know. That's debatable. So I don't know. So on the car side for me, I'm going to get beat up some, but Radical, I don't think too bad. But it's confusing times, so how would I know, right? All right, everybody, have a great day. Stay tuned for what's the next adventure, right? What is the next adventure? What do you have going on? Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know. All right, everybody, God bless. Stay safe. I said that.